My name is Keisha. I'm the owner of A Way of Life. I've been a career and life coach for 8 years and an astrologer for 3. Our mission is to help people take control of their career future, whether to start a business or retirement, using astrology, strategies, and planning. Our vision is to provide a really clear idea of who you are, what you want, where you're going, and how to get there by making it a way of life.
Peace, 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 family. How are you all doing? I hope all is well with you. Today, I'm coming on here to talk about the May astrology. I will be doing the May astrology for all 12 signs so that we can prepare for the month. We are officially in eclipse season. And so I always go in on these videos because I believe it's very important to be aware of what's to come for you during this time. And so my name is Keisha. I am the owner of A Way of Life. I am a career and business coach using astrology. And today I'm going to be talking about Aries. We're going to be doing Aries month of May. So Aries will begin this month off very heavily, still heavily in the eclipse energy from April 30th. And if you go to my page where I have the eclipses through the houses, I'm going to tell you what house this was in for you. You can go back to one of those videos to get more details on that. Where the second house is for you, as well as I'll be doing another bigger video about the Taurus eclipse in general. It would be important for you to listen to that video to get more details on what to expect from this eclipse. But we had this eclipse on April 30th in Taurus, a solar eclipse. And this might have made you feel pulled to try new things or do old things in a new way when it comes to money, budgeting, savings. It could have been a big ticketed item, like maybe you wanted to start a business or you wanted to invest. And it's kind of one of those things where it takes money to make money. And so you could have found yourself in a position where you're like, okay, I have to put away this amount of money so that I can start this business to make it look like, you know, whatever your branding or purpose is for your business. If it's not a business, it's an investment, you still need to put money in to get money back, as well as a home or anything. It could have anything that you can invest in. It could have been art. You could be investing in art because it's ruled by Venus. And it could have been your mental well-being, your spiritual work, your inner work, because you've had a lot of Pisces energy throughout the last month. And so you've been really doing the inner work here. And so you could have literally been investing in, you know, being mindful, having faith, working on building your intuition, following your instincts, asking yourself the important questions around that. It could have been an addiction, a health issue, or maybe traveling, getting away, taking time off away from people, places, and things that don't serve you anymore. So you want to check out my eclipses in the second house, Taurus, and you can do Scorpio because Scorpio we'll be talking about later on down the line here. And then Venus moves into your sign on May 2nd. This is very exciting for Aries. Aries, I think, are going to be what's popping all throughout the month of May and June, if you want my honest opinion. And this will help you attract things that you truly desire, right? More of that Taurian energy for sure, because Venus also rules Taurus. So anything around money, love, and creative projects, again, you might have had been already working on these things, and maybe it wasn't so much that you was working on it, but thinking, writing, Again, internally, like, do I want it? How do I want it? What does it look like? Type of stuff with any of those things, right? And now you're going to be actually taking the action steps to put and implement all the hard work that you've been doing on yourself into action, right? So if you're single, you will definitely meet someone. If you're in a relationship and things are bad, it's going to heat up. You know, that's what these energies kind of do. They'll bring out they will highlight what is already there underneath the surface, whether it's out in the open or internally, it doesn't matter. It's going to come out, it's going to blow it up in a sense so that it can be addressed. And it's either going to be, are you staying or are you going? I think the really awesome thing about this is if this has come up, the Libra full moon that we had, I really feel like it's going to be a peaceful, mutual agreement. That is my personal opinion. That is not an astrological fact. I just genuinely think that a lot of these things that are coming up now have been boiling, right? And so this won't be the first time that you would have had this conversation say, so again, if something does come up, this is going to be the break where you make that final decision. Like, are we going to continue pretending, or are we going to go our separate ways? And it'll be peaceful. And honestly, if you do have a breakup, even though this might not be what's on your mind or what you care about, depending on, how long the relationship was, right? If it was a long-term relationship, you probably wouldn't care that somebody's coming in right after. In fact, you'll have a lot of suitors coming in after you. Um, and so maybe if you hadn't been in such a long-term relationship, it'll be easier to soak up those opportunities. But either way, we do have this eclipse for the next 18 months. So you have time to have more of this fun and action, if you will. And then Jupiter goes into your sign on May 10th, as well as Mars the last week of May, which is the 24th. And so this can bring added opportunities for travel, education, any legal matters that you're going through. You'll have more opportunities, support for you, right? It's in your sign, right? Obviously, these things always go both ways, right? If you're in the wrong, it's going to come out, right? Just plain and simple. But overall here, again, what I really feel like for Aries is that your values are changing in some way, shape, or form. And your worldview and beliefs and philosophies are trying to mesh around how your values have now been, for whatever it is that you've changed them up to be, and so you're looking for more out of life, more of an adventure, but with somebody who's equally yoked with you. Now Mercury, you'll be taking a direct, bold action towards your goals at this time. You're ready to move forward now. This is really going to be amazing, but Mercury goes retrograde, and I know people automatically it's like a whole sigh when people hear Mercury going retrograde, especially because it's going to be in the sign of Gemini, which is the sign that it owns, it lives in. And so it's like, why does it have to be Mercury retrograde with all this greatness coming up, right? Well, here's the thing. I don't think it's going to be as bad as we think, because Mercury is going to go retrograde in Gemini on May 10th. And anytime you're doing a Mercury retrograde, right, we're revisiting the past. So everything that I just said, really, we're talking about the past, not to mention Pluto and Capricorn is now in retrograde. And so again, how I'm seeing this is, remember all that stagnant energy we was going through back in November, December, January? If you follow me, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it was just horrible. It was gut-wrenching, but you've transformed now, right? There's something about that time that has challenged you to change in some kind of way, level up in some kind of way, even though it might have been excruciating, right? Very painful, but you've learned a valuable lesson. And now Taurus is about values and self-worth. And now you're just, again, you're taking all of what you learned from the past, whether it was a project that you were working on, your communication, the way you think, your observational skills, studying, learning, something you got better at, right? Or you understand better now. You're going to be taking the steps to kind of go back and, okay, but how do I put those into place now? How do I fit that into my new reality now? How do I match that with what I'm trying to do now, right? And I think when you have a sign in its own sign and a retrograde, for stuff like this, Mercury retrogrades are superb. Okay, not to say that there's definitely going to be your typical exes coming back and all that stuff too. It's just the facts of life. You can't avoid that stuff, right? So revisiting how you communicate, exes, if you had any old promotional sales or marketing things, again, your writing skills, speaking skills, thinking, your decision-making skills. Wow, it could be so many things. Be mindful for the typical miscommunications. Check your emails twice, 3 times before you send them, as well as text messages and online messages with social media. Very, very busy, right? Very busy, chatty. And then it will also only be until May 22nd. And then from May 22nd, that retrograde will go back into Mercury in Taurus. And I like this energy because it really allows you to get grounded and materialize with whatever it is you're working on. This is really like a new you that is being created here. And that'll be retrograde until, I believe, like the first week of June in Taurus, which is where Mercury is currently right now. And so all these things that you're having the opportunity to kind of go over, relook, recheck, revisit, revise, all those things there. And then we'll have the eclipse on May 16th, which will square Saturn, which is your 8th house. And so you may have to make a big investment to start a business again. Like I was saying, you got to spend money to make money. And that might be a little annoying, but again, I still feel like you've been preparing for this in some way, shape, or form. Or at least you found that peace. That's what Pisces is really good at. You become the spiritual warrior with Aries and Pisces energy. And so you found peace somewhere where you're like, whatever's coming at you, you're like, I'm good. I got it. No problem. I'm centered now, and you're going to handle it like a champ. This could also be debt. Your debt can be really bad. So again, learning how to budget your money better so that you can pay off some bills, get some stuff down, get more structure. Anytime we're talking about Saturn wants you to be structured, to run your life like a business, like a boss. Okay. Boss up. And be responsible. This could also be something with your parents, specifically your father when we're talking about Saturn, but it could be whoever the dominant parent is in your life, where there's some discord or things with bosses or people in power, right? Unfortunately, this comes with the territory. And because looks like this is happening in your 8th house, this could be you fighting against old childhood patterns or psychological conditioning. Um, the fight between wanting to spend for materialism as opposed to what you need and not what you want. Um, you could be fighting again some psychological changes that you're going through, or studying psychology in order to get past that, or some kind of esoteric knowledge, or the divinations, right? Astrology, numerology, palmistry, tarot, to help you get through that, or you're simply just going to counseling, right? Or again, you're getting better with how you deal with your money. You're getting structured with your finances, and how to bring it back to you, right? It's not just about paying off debt, but how do you invest in something that's going to invest back into you, right? And so this requires a lot of realistic approaches to your resources, which I feel like it's going to be a little tough for Aries, because Aries is a spendthrifter. You want to show up lavishly, all the fire signs do. And I think that this is going to be difficult. I think this eclipse is going to be difficult for everybody, to be quite frank, but specifically for Aries. All right, and then you have on the 30th, the Gemini new moon. And so you'll get the green light with all those third house things that I was talking about, that you're revisiting, revising your communication, all those things. Now you can go head first forward, which is why I said, I think May and June are going to be even better months for you than what I'm talking, all this stuff that's coming up now. Or June and July, rather, excuse me. So remember to check your sun, moon, and rising to get a complete story of what the astrology is bringing to you at this time. And if you don't know how to find that, send me an email at info@awayoflife.net. And if you're looking for your weekly astrology sent to you every Saturday, a week in advance, you can also send me an email to get more information on that, so that you can stay ahead of this and get tips and tricks on how to, stay in line with your mission and your purpose. So I hope you found this information helpful. Peace.